And in the ridiculous side of things, a Indiana man is suing his parents for getting rid of his vast pornography collection, which he estimates is worth $29,000. Okay? The 40-year-old man last week filed a lawsuit in federal court in Michigan where he moved in with his parents in 2016 following a divorce. I wonder why that happened. $29,000 worth of porn might have had something to do with it, I don't know. To each his own, I guess. He says that when he moved out 10 months later, they delivered his things to his new home in Muncie, Indiana, but that his 12 boxes of pornographic films and magazines were missing. His parents admit they dumped the porn, which included such titles as Frisky Business and Big Bad Grannies. The man filed a complaint with police, but the Ottawa County prosecutor declined to press charges. This is his parents. Okay. The lawsuit includes an email excerpt from the man's father who told his son, "I did you a big favor by getting rid of all this stuff." The man is seeking triple financial damages of roughly $87,000. That from AP. Thank you, AP, for keeping us apprised of the weird side of life. What kind of guy sues his parents because they threw out his dirty pictures? So let's return to the Sunshine State, that wonderful place down south that pale Canadians go in the wintertime to attempt to increase the number of carcinogens in their skin. 3 naked women at rest stop lead deputies on chase in Florida. You can't make this stuff up. Again from AP. Authorities say 3 women who were applying suntan lotion publicly in the nude at a Florida rest stop led police on a 21-mile chase, drove a car at a deputy, and threatened another deputy with a baseball bat. The Florida Highway Patrol says that when the deputy approached the women at the Interstate 75 rest stop Wednesday in Dade County, they started dressing. They said they'd been staying at a relative's home, but went to the rest stop after an altercation and had nowhere else to go. The Tampa Bay Times reports the women claimed they were air drying after washing up. The women then fled in a car. The 3 were ultimately caught. They've been charged with aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer, resisting arrest, fleeing to elude, and of course, indecent exposure. What is it about Florida? From the Florida Sunshine Tree. So I do applaud any politician in the States trying to bring in universal health care like we have in Canada. And if anybody ever tells you that the Canadian system is horrible and that you have to wait, and here's a story for you. This is from the Daily News. Canadian family afraid of U.S. medical costs drives from Florida to Quebec with dead dad in the back seat. You shouldn't laugh, it's kind of serious. The U.S. healthcare system has such a bad reputation worldwide that some people will do anything to avoid using it, even in the case of one family transporting a corpse. Fernand Drapeau, 87 of Quebec, appears to have died of a heart attack while the family was vacationing in Florida, reported the Vancouver Sun. Fearing the costs of the U.S. healthcare system and the hassle and price of official repatriation, the family went the do-it-yourself route. The distraught relatives pulled a weekend at Bernie's type scenario, propping Drapeau in the back seat. They drove all the way from Florida to the U.S.-Canadian border. At about 2:30 a.m. April 1st, they tried to cross over. Now maybe Hambo and Littletail can relate to crossing the Quebec border into Quebec. Yeah, most people don't understand that Quebec is not really part of Canada. There's something else. They almost made it home just 15 minutes north of the border. The Toronto Sun noted, it lent the question, do you have anything to declare, an entirely new meaning. For the Quebec family, the answer was Grandpa. By this time, paramedics determined Drapeau had been dead for at least a day or two. The family did not hide their angst. "We told everything we knew to the police," said the dead man's son to the Journal de Montréal. "Charges have not been filed, but they still could be. An autopsy is planned, but authorities said there was no sign of violence and the man appeared to have died of a heart attack." The family's fears were not unfounded. Vice News Canada notes that the U.S. healthcare system has been known to bankrupt some Canadians, such as a man who needed treatment after a car accident and ended up owing $325,000, or the woman who gave birth prematurely and had to pony up nearly $1 million. Boy, that'll send you run scurrying north across the border like nothing else.